Welcome back, everyone. Listen, when you work hard your whole life, you may have assets that may outlive you. That wouldn't be bad, but you'll want to be able to direct those assets legally. And that's where estate planning comes in. Jeff Hahn is back, certified financial planner for SC Parker on Main Street in Williamsville. Good morning, sir. How are you?
I'm fine,
You're
thanks.
good?
Yeah. You can't sir me, though.
I can't, sir. Yes, I can. Yes, how are you?
Great.
Good.
You know, it's been a beautiful fall.
It has been a gorgeous fall. And you're in a perfect spot. You're in that perfect spot of Main Street on Williamsville. It must be so fun for you to get out and walk up and down and see what all the stores have to offer.
You know, and we've lived there for over 30 years now.
Oh, fantastic. Gorgeous little community.
Yeah, we love it.
You know, you must love what you do, Jeff, because when people come in, you're basically helping them hang on to what they've worked for and help direct it into what it can be after, to fulfill their wishes.
Exactly. You know, it's the estate planning thing is part of the process, right? I often remind folks, you worked all your life, you've worked very hard, you've put these assets together. It's okay to spend some of them, right? Sometimes folks, especially older folks, are like, well, I don't want to pay the taxes, or I don't, they want to hold on to it. And I'm like, well, that's good, but remember what you put it here for.
Exactly,
right?
exactly.
And so when you're gone, that's when the estate planning kicks in, right? You do the planning beforehand, of course, but getting those assets directed to the places you want them to be. But prior to that, and this is a discussion we often have, is that, if you have kids, maybe they're in their 40s and they have kids, and that's the time of life when they may need a little help, right? You wait till you're in your 80s or 90s, well, they're in their 60s. They may be retiring at that point in time, right? So it's not a bad thing to give some money over to them.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
What is a person's estate?
Okay, so the estate is technically, and I'm not an attorney, but we're into the legal world now. Those are the assets that the person owned at the time of his passing. So they go into what is called his estate, his or her estate, and then they're distributed according to the terms of the will. That's the whole probate process.
Okay.
Now, other things like retirement plans and life insurance policies, those have named beneficiaries. So you want to make sure that because those monies will go right to the beneficiary. It doesn't travel into the estate and go to the person. It goes right from the asset to the person.
Okay.
Okay. So people should, and this is one thing that we're always checking with, is that are the beneficiary designations what you want them to be?
Right.
Circumstances change, right? It can be often and mostly it's the spouse or the children, but it may be a charitable institution or anything like that.
And that's the thing. If you write down directly how you want things to go, that is going to be followed to the letter of the law. I mean, a lot of people are concerned that, gee, there's someone in the family I don't want my money to go to for whatever reason, and I want to make sure that is going to be carried out.
Right, and that is the purpose of, first of all, having the beneficiary designations done properly, and also then the will after that, right? And with real estate and things along those lines, you'll often see that those are granted or gifted to the children ahead of time. Yeah. And then you have life estates and all that stuff set up so the mom and dad can live in the home as long as they choose, but you don't have to go through a lot of legal processes after their passing.
I think people might think, well, I have a will, what else do I have to do?
Yeah, and it's important to realize that there's a lot more that goes on besides the will.
Right, because the will say, I want this person to have all my assets, but now what are the assets? That's where the estate planning comes in.
Exactly.
You have to spell all that out.
Exactly. And we work with folks on this stuff all the time, right? And there really are a lot of strategies now, because probate is that's the legal process of distributing the assets, right? It is a legal process. There's court orders and court appearances, and it takes a lot of time. You can now set things up so that the assets move to where you want them to go within a week in many cases. Yeah.
That will make people feel happy.
Yeah.
Also, we talked about working so hard to have assets that you have to think about that you could be putting money into accounts where you can get dividends and even reinvest the dividends. I mean, that's why you got to talk to Jeff.
Yeah. When a corporate stock, a company, take your pick, GE, National Fuel, whatever, right? Those are two very commonly held stocks around here. The company profits, and they'll send some of that profit back to the investors, usually on a quarterly basis. And established companies, it may be anywhere from 3 to 5% of your asset value is coming back to you on an annual basis in dividends, right? And you can set that up so that your dividends automatically buy you more shares. And it's a great system. We always talk about systematic investment and putting your systems in place. And dividend reinvestment is a fabulous way to expand your wealth.
Well, also too, if you want to enjoy your retirement, you might be getting Social Security, but you might need more than that, depending on how you want to live those retirement years. Do you want to travel? Do you have a bucket list where you want to do things? You have to fund that. This is a great way to know that there's extra money coming in for that, to take care of that.
Exactly, and if you need a monthly or a quarterly check, right, for those big expenses or your regular expenses, those are great ways. Yeah, and we can put those kind of programs together. It's all over the risk scale on that stuff, like everything we do.
Sure.
But yeah, it's just a super way. People forget about their earnings, right? The income that the investments will produce. Yeah.
Well, so it seems to me that the best thing to do is to give you a call, sit down, start to have a dialogue with what it is you're looking to do, figure out where you are in life at your age, what you might have as assets, and think about those years. So like you say, you can enjoy all the fruits of what you have worked for so it's not just a matter of putting it away and never seeing it again. There is time to sometimes take that money out and spend it and enjoy it, and to think about the future and to know, hey, you know what? Everything I've worked for, it's going exactly where I want it to go down the road. And they can do that by having a dialogue with you and having a relationship and working with S.C. Parker about making all those dreams come true.
That's what we do.
Yeah, it must be very satisfying.
We love our work.
Yeah, but people say, oh, finally, because I never knew what was going to happen afterwards. Now I know. It's in writing. This is exactly what I want.
Yeah, we have a little saying, plan, invest, and succeed. And putting those assets and having those assets there and putting them to use.
Absolutely.
To increase the quality of your life that's what we call the success part.
See, Jeff, today, sleep better tonight. Thanks, Jeff.
Thank you.
Where is Jeff? And he's at S.C. Parker. He's right on Main Street in Williamsville. You'll enjoy your time with him, and you'll walk away knowing so much more and feeling so much better about your estate. S.C. Parker and Company, 5892 Main Street in Williamsville. All the wonderful certified financial planners there are terrific. Give them a call right now at 632-6800 and say, you know what, Jeff, it's time to have that conversation. Or log on to scparker.com.